A ranked mode is coming to Pokemon TCG Pocket at the end of this month, and I wanna talk to you about how they could screw this up, my predictions as to what will actually happen, and what they would need to do in order to make this an actual success. But I have to mention one thing before we jump into it, and that is that no matter what happens, no matter how hard they would actually screw this up, that doesn't matter, because it will be a success and a net positive for this game anyways. Why? Because no matter how bad a ranked mode would actually possibly be, there will be still enough mindless zombies out there that will grind this no matter what. This is already proven by another Pokemon game from the same developers, which is Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite is a game that has the worst multiplayer, has the worst ranked mode out of all multiplayer games in the history of gaming. And there are multiple massive reasons as to why that is. That is because it has the worst matchmaking out of all multiplayer games out there. Why? Because they don't even use an MMR system, which is absolutely 100% necessary to guarantee at least a tiny little bit of fair matchmaking, and that is not the case. I could go on, but the most important thing is that the ranked mode needs a few things. And yeah, Pokemon Unite's ranked doesn't have any of those, and my prediction is that Pokemon TCG Pocket will end up without these things as well, because again, this is the same IP with Pokemon and they're the same developers with Tencent. So let's now jump into what those things are actually are. What do we need in order to make this ranked an actual success? Let's address the biggest elephant in the room right here. Let's address that first. So that is a leaderboard. A ranked mode has to have a proper leaderboard, because that is the biggest incentive that you could possibly give to someone with a competitive mindset. And only players with a competitive mindset should attend and play that ranked to begin with. If you are like a casual that doesn't give a fuck and you use arguments as to why you're completely shit at this game, like you're playing the meta is not my style and blah blah blah. If you are like one of these dogs, then you shouldn't even play ranked to begin with, as you make this landscape, let me call it like that, worse for everyone that is actually trying to achieve something there. And so a leaderboard is a very, very good way to separate the dogs from the actual competitors. And that's why, right? The biggest incentive for a competitive player is to get his name out there and prove that he's better than anyone else. Or one of the best, at least. And the only way to give that incentive to people that are actually trying to become or are already good players is a leaderboard. There's no other way, and that's why, again, a ranked mode, a competitive game mode, needs a leaderboard. That is the number one most important thing, and nothing else comes even close. So there you go. The biggest screw up that they could possibly do is not implementing a leaderboard into this game. That would be the biggest mistake that they could do with this ranked mode. Now, there are things that I hear a lot, such as there need to be more incentives, like the ranked mode should have rewards, such as playmats, sleeves, coins, maybe hourglasses, so that you can rip open some packs by playing this. But all of this stuff honestly is completely unnecessary, because people will play this anyways. If they don't get anything, they will still play this, right? No matter what, they will play this. So the rewards, they don't matter if they are there or not. that won't have any impact on the number of players that play ranked. Even if, right, it might have an impact actually, but it is good that it would be a good impact. If you would not introduce any rewards, right, that would actually be a good thing, because then the casuals don't join the ranked mode and do not have any influence on this leaderboard and are not in the way of the people that actually try to compete and try to have high quality matches there, right? If like the little teamies come in to grab some hourglasses or like a playmat, then they're just free wins for the competitors. They won't like that, and the competitors also won't like that, because why would they want a free win? That doesn't make any sense to anyone, right? So there you go. That would be actually, this is actually a misconception that people have, and that they want rewards. That is not necessary. All this ranked mode needs is a leaderboard. Imagine they would have not a leaderboard. That would already, at least for me, for every good player, that would ruin the ranked mode completely. But they could make this even worse. And how is that they introduce something like that Pokemon Unite also has, which is once you reach a certain rank, you cannot decline anymore. In Pokemon Unite, that is the Ultra ranked. So yeah, translate that to Pokemon TCG Pocket, that would probably be called the Ultra Ball rank. And once you reach that, you cannot decline anymore. You can reach that Ultra Ball tier, Ultra Ball ranked, whatever they will call it, and you can lose 20 billion games in a row and it won't have any effect on anything, because your rank cannot decline anymore once you reach that Ultra Ball ranked. That is also a way to make this not a ranked mode, but a baby mode, you know, so that every little Timmy and their mom can have some success here. And that is what I believe the developers will actually go for. They will aim this at little kids and extremely casual dogs that are shit at the game and don't give a fuck. And they want these players to see success, so that the majority of the player base can actually be happy and no one loses and everyone wins and is happy. You know, that is what I believe the developers will go for with this ranked mode. And yeah, that would make it completely useless. That would completely kill this mode for any player that has at least a tiny little bit of standards set to themselves. As if you can't see any success, like if you cannot have a proper achievement out of this ranked mode, then why even play it, right? Stay in your grassroots tournaments so that you can at least say, hey, I had success in this game by winning competitive tournaments, right? Even if they're all grassroots, there's nothing official, there's no prize money, and no one gives a shit about these tournament winners anyways. So yeah, you see where this is going, right? If there is no leaderboard, then there is no achievement, and people will not play this ranked, but they will stay in tournaments instead, because that is more competitive. And there you go. This would end up just like Pokemon Unite, that like only the dogs actually play ranked, and everyone who has set a little bit of tiny standards to themselves will not play it and go for other achievements. There's one more thing I want to throw out there before we end, and that is the pay to win aspect that this mode could come with, because it depends on how long a ranked season will actually be. Because you see, this is dropping at the end of March, but at the end of April, so just 1 month later, we already get a new expansion. And if that expansion, now this won't be a problem in the first season, right? But it could become a problem in the future, as things might overlap. We might at some point get an expansion a time frame where the current ranked season is still in play, right? So not everyone could have reached that Master Bolt here yet, but a new expansion comes out, and then the meta will change, and the people that actually pay a lot of money will get access to the new good meta cards first, and the people that do not spend any money will be left behind and will have to compete against decks that are much better than the decks they play at the time. And this could lead to an unfair advantage, and people could have an outrage about this game being actual pay to win now. Of course, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and everyone with a half a brain cell would understand that, but this community for the most part doesn't have a singular brain cell, not even half one, so most people would still cry everywhere about that, right? That's just the thing I wanted to throw out there real quick. So let's make a conclusion here. How could they fuck this up? And will they fuck this up? First of all, I think yeah, they will absolutely fuck this up, because they did it, the exact same developers did it with the same ID already for another game. Talked about that with Pokemon Unite, so there you go. And the biggest screw up they could do is not introducing a leaderboard. We talked about that as well. Having this ranked mode not be competitive would kill it for actual good players with standards. That does, again, like I said at the beginning, no matter if they screw this up or not, whatever direction they will go with, this will be a net positive for the games anyways, because everyone will grind this anyways, right? They will, like, less than 1% of the player base are actually good players, so they don't matter in the grand scheme of things, right? And again, this is why I strongly believe that there will be no leaderboard. Everything will be based around the casuals, and them calling this a ranked mode will be just a fake to create this delusion for casual idiots, dogs, that they see actual some success by reaching the highest rank, even though reaching that highest rank is a complete non-factor, and everyone and their mom could do it, you know, just like they did in Pokemon Unite. It will be the exact same story here. Once again, they will just repeat the same shit in Pocket that they already did in Unite. That is my prediction. I strongly believe that. And yeah, we will see what actually happens, and we will talk about this again after the rank mode actually releases. But until then, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and bye bye. Don't forget to leave a follow.